Hey everybody, welcome back. Today, got a few projects going on. Got a couple new things to show you on the truck. If you want to see what they are, stick around. Camper's looking good behind me. I just got done washing it this morning. That's a job. It took me a while. Start at the top, work my way down. It's looking good, all nice and cleaned up, ready to go camping, but we're not quite going yet, but we are going soon, and I'm looking forward to that. I did get a couple new things on my truck. Let me go over that, and then I'll show you the projects I got going on. As you can see here, I got this truck cap or truck topper, whatever you want to call it, on the back. It's a Century model. Got it off a marketplace, got a great deal on it. It was actually still brand new. It was just kind of old stock. It was still bolted onto the pallet, and so I got that for about the third the price of a new one. So that was really nice. And I did get some of these steps here, some chrome steps to go along with the wheels, make it blend in a little bit better. Got those on marketplace. I should stay off of marketplace. I tend to buy a lot of stuff on there. I always find a good deal and have to have it. So let me show you this. Now this cap is actually Oxford white and my truck is starry white. So there's a slight difference, and not a big deal, but I might end up having that painted to match exactly. And it's a nice top. It's got the carpet on the inside, the windows that pop out on each side. So that's gonna be nice when we go camping. Be able to put stuff in there and keep it dry. So that's very cool. Did get the weight distribution set up yesterday. Took the truck for a spin, hauled the camper. That was the first time. And this particular brand is Fastway. I think it's an E2 is the model. Never used it before. Just kind of had to look up how to use it, because they're all a little bit different. So worked good though, got it all set up. Let me show you what I got going on for projects. Let's take another quick look at that clean camper. Thing looks good. Looks good with the truck too, doesn't it? The color on the bottom of the truck goes well with the colors on the camper. I dig it. It's a good looking setup right there. Got a lot of storage between the truck and the camper. Okay, so here's what I got going on. I bought some of these stabilizer base pads to put on the stabilizers of the camper. Our friend Brian had texted me and showed me that he put these on his Bigfoot 25 foot. And I was like, oh, those look awesome. So I went ahead and ordered a set of these. I got them on Amazon. I'll put a link below to that. They're only like $37 or something. And so they just mount right to the base of the foot, give it a bigger footprint. And then I got some mud flaps that I'm gonna put on the truck. So hopefully those will help. I'm not crazy about putting mud flaps on this truck because it looks really good without them. However, I definitely feel like I need to, because this back tire, as tall as the truck is right here, is going to sling stuff up all over the back of the camper. So I'm going to go ahead and put those on. The ones that I got are WeatherTech, and the reason I got the WeatherTech is really just one reason: because of this fender flare, they call it. It was the only model brand that I saw that made the mud flaps to work with the fender flare. Almost all of them on E-Trailer and Amazon were without fender flares. So so this way it's molded to work with it, and it'll look good. And hopefully it'll keep the truck clean. I got them for the front and the rear, and hopefully keep the camper clean and keep the truck a little cleaner too. The last project I have going on is I have a leak in this rear door right here at this seal. So I did put some duct tape on there, as you can see, and it's basically right in the center. And that's not Bigfoot's Bigfoot's fault, that is actually my fault, because I had put something in here that was super tight. There was the wheels on Taylor's stroller. I put up against that wall and then right up against the edge of the door. I think that they were just pushing on this door and door frame and just made that just a little bit pushed out right there. So I'm gonna have to reseal this and clean that up and take care of that. Let's go ahead and open up this box of stabilizers. Haven't installed any of them yet, but I will do that and show it to you. They look pretty nice. They're relatively thick pads. And I think it's I forget what size they said it was. I thought they said a 6-inch, but it looks bigger than 6-inch. So pretty thick. And so that's going to be nice. There's just basically some rollers and some little bit of hardware, and they should just bolt right on to the stabilizer that's there. And then that way, when the stabilizer goes down, it gives a nice flat solid surface. You know, kind of makes the surface area larger when you put the stabilizer down on the camper on all 4 corners. So that's cool. You can go ahead and get these on. I'm going to go ahead and put one of these stabilizing base pads on here. Basically it comes with a little roller piece here, and just kind of slide that through that foot there. I'm gonna slide this pad up over that, and it comes with a long bolt. Look, I need a washer. Put a washer through there. Slide that up there. Slide that bolt through it. Easy. Put a washer on the back. Comes with a little nylon locking nut. Put that on there. Everything is 10 millimeter. So I'm going to just kind of hold the nut and snug it up. Too tight. And then basically there is some movement in there, but basically you can just kind of allow it to flex a little bit. Might loosen it up a little bit more. That way when I go to crank it down, I'm just doing this manually. Yes, I do have the adapter, but you'll see the foot kind of adjust as it hits the concrete and snugs it right up. So that got a nice round surface, covers a lot of area to help stabilize the camper. Pretty cool. I like that a lot, especially for the price. That's a good little upgrade. I'm going to change what I'm doing on this installation. I'm going to put some grease on this little roller. I got some marine grease or mercury, but I'm just going to put a little grease on there, help it roll a little easier, because it's pretty dry rubber on there, so that'll help things work a little easier, as well as the ends. Help it move a little bit easier in there. Might go back and do that with the other ones. That's what they look like when they're up in travel position. All right, there it is. Got them all on. There, I need to put the arms all the way up, just showing you. Pretty cool little upgrade. Again, the link will be below if you're interested in those. I got them on Amazon. Let's move on to the next project. So next up, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at this door before I tackle those mud flaps. I don't think those will be very hard, but it's getting really hot outside, and get in the shade here for a moment. But you can see here I got some duct tape, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull that off. Not exactly sure what I'm gonna do at the moment. Probably gonna have to clean this residue from this duct tape off. It's been on a couple weeks. maybe not. Coming off pretty good. I can see a little bit there. I'm gonna have to clean some of it off. Not a big deal. As I get a little closer to the top of this door, it's mainly right in the center, right where I had that thing pushing on it. Maybe you can see it's flexing just a little bit right there. There's just enough of a gap that I think some water got in right down through the center of it. You can see here, I push on it, how that top lip of the door is flexing there. So that's why I'm resealing it. I probably should just pull the whole door off and reseal it, but I hate to undo all the rest of it because the rest of it's sealed up really well. So I think I may just try to clean some of this out and reseal it from the top for now. See how it does, keep an eye on it, and so I can pull some of that off. I'm gonna use is, got some plastic razor blades, a little plastic handle and some plastic razor blades, double-sided. These are great if you're going to use them on fiberglass with stickers or anything like that. Anything on fiberglass, use the plastic razor blade. Obviously not as sharp as the metal one, but it keeps from digging into the finish on your camper. Edge of that razor blade gets right down underneath that lip, so that works pretty good. So right now I'm just going to take some alcohol, clean that top edge before I do anything with it. I'm going to use some 100% silicone. And that's probably not really what I should be using, but what I'm going to use is what I got. So, because I know I'm probably going to end up pulling this whole door back off and resealing it the proper way, but for now, this is what I'm going to do. Always got to have some paper towels ready. Prop this open with a knife, plastic razor blade here. The camera's kind of in my way, but that's what we do for YouTube, I guess. Squirting it down in there, pretty good, feels like. All right, there it is. I got it sealed up. I think it's pretty good. Let's take a closer look. So it doesn't look great, but it is clear silicone. Right now you can kind of see the glare of the duct tape and some of this other residue from the duct tape. So I need to clean all that off, but I'm gonna let this silicone dry on there first and then go back and clean it. Hopefully it'll be all right, at least for a while. It's not beautiful, but it looks pretty good. Once I clean the duct tape, you won't hardly notice. I am going to leave this door open right now so there's no tension on that frame, and while it dries. So that's that for that project. I'm going to move on to the mud flaps. So I know some people will probably complain, make some leave comments down below about the fact that I use silicone on the side of my camper. It is what it is for now. At least silicone's easy enough to clean off, so I can do that later when I do need to take it off and redo the door. But for now, it's fine. It'll be good. So I put the weight distribution system on the hitch, and I'm just trying it out. I don't know if I actually need it. It is also an anti-sway system as well. I'm going to try running with it, and I'll probably take it off and try running without it. I know with our F450, that truck, it didn't even notice that the camper was back there, so it didn't really even need it. But it was also a much heavier truck. So since it came with the camper, I'm going to go ahead and try it. Whether I need it, I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably take it off another time without it and see how it does. But for now, it's a pretty nice system. See how it goes. So there's the mud flaps. I'm going to go ahead and start with the rear first. No drill mud flaps, it says. I think there's a little clip and some other stuff just mounts right over there. So let me go ahead and get it out of the box and get to it. Okay, I got the driver's side done. That was pretty easy actually. Now that I figured it out, it's actually super easy. So I'll show you how I do it on the passenger side there. So looks all right. You know, I'm not crazy about the mud flap, but it's definitely going to help keep the rocks and mud and stuff like that off of the camper traveling down the road. Just taking a little plastic clip out of there, take this bolt out of the bottom, got to remove that little spacer. Gonna need to reuse that. Comes with these little plastic spacers. Have to use a 3/16 and a 1/16, I think. Get my fender out. Take a new bolt up through there. Take these plastic spacers, put them on there. Take the original spacer on the bottom. Then that goes underneath and tightens up from the bottom. And then there'll be another bolt that goes here. Just gonna snug that up, put the bolt up there. This one takes the Phillips head screw and a washer, stick it through that hole. And then there's a washer and a nylon locking nut put on the back. Hold my wrench on the back. So that's it for the back mud flaps. It did come with a little paint protector thing, clear thing that goes over the paint there. I didn't bother putting that on. If it's not getting beat up by the rocks and mud and everything else, I'm sure it'll be fine without it. I just didn't bother. Anyhow, rear mud flaps look great. They'll do the job. Now I gotta get to the front ones. Well, I finally got the front mud flap on. Looks pretty good. I say finally because it took me a while. A couple of the screws that they said to pull out and then reinstall did not work. I had to get some new screws. I'll actually show you on the other side. I still need to do the passenger front here, so I go ahead and do that. Up here, I gotta take these two screws out. The 7/32 screws. Or the video I watched said to reinstall these, the video from E-Trailer, but when I tried to reinstall these on the other side, it did not work. It didn't really grab anything. It's just basically into plastic, so it did not grab, and I had to go get some new screws. I got some new stainless steel screws and use those, and then just put them down through there and tighten them up. The kit comes with the mud flap, obviously, but it comes with a tool, and which is basically just an Allen wrench. When you put the Allen wrench in, it turns this bracket here, which locks the top portion of the mud flap in place. That little lever on the back of this should turn, but it doesn't. Sometimes you gotta reach back there, and there we go, I got it locked in place. Turn it manually and then tighten it up, fit, snug that up. Got one of them on. There it is, the WeatherTech mud flaps are on the truck. They look good. They went on pretty easy except for the front ones. Turned out to be a little bit more difficult. I did have to go buy some screws and nuts, as you saw, in order to get those on there, because doing it the way they said to use the original screws did not work. They would not grab onto anything. So anyhow, they look good. Let's take a closer look. So there's the back, as we saw before. Looks pretty good. Doesn't really stand out too much. Here's the front ones. WeatherTech does make nice products that just fit like they should. You know, that, and you did pay a lot of money for them. They're about $180 for this set of 4, but you know, they look nice. They'll definitely do the job keeping the truck a little bit cleaner and keeping the camper cleaner from slinging mud and water and all that sort of thing, traveling down the road in bad weather. So looks good. All right, got a lot done. I probably look like a mess because I've been outside sweating all day long. It's so hot out here. But did get the base plates on for the stabilizers in the camper. Got the camper all washed up and clean, so it's looking good. Got the mud flaps put on the truck, so it's looking good. And got that door sealed on the side of the campers, and it's already dried and it's looking good. So I think it's going to be good for quite some time. You know, unless I have another problem, need to pull the whole door off and replace it with some better sealant or some butyl tape and that sort of thing. But anyhow, that's about it for now. Appreciate you hanging around watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time on Runaway Roses. Bye-bye.